He said one day in the near future, you're going to find out that the God that you worship is the devil and the God that you hate is God. In the Bible. Well, I won't say the Bible, but the Nag Hammadi Library. But in the Bible, he's known as Yahweh. Okay? So the first book I'm going to be touching on is this one. Now first, let me say this. I'm pretty sure this video is going to upset a lot of people. And that's because they don't know. You know, they don't know no better. They don't know the hidden history of Yaldabaoth, aka Yahweh, the jealous God of the Bible. Okay? But today, you will see just why he is a bloodthirsty God. Now going into the Gnostic text of the Nag Hammadi Library, it says, according to the Apocryphon of John, the fall occurs when Sophia desires to bring forth a being without the approval of the Great Spirit of her consort. Consequently, she produces a monstrous creator god, Yaldabaoth, who still possesses some of her light power of his mother. Yaldabaoth creates angels to rule over the world and aid in creation of man. Man himself is fashioned after the perfect Father's image, who was mirrored on the water. Man comes to life when Yaldabaoth is tricked into breathing light power into him. Is tricked. Okay? Thus begins a continuous struggle between the powers of light and the powers of dark for the possession of the divine particle in man. Divine particle? Y'all just wait 1 second. This is the divine particle, the serpent power, better yet known as the Kundalini. The evil powers, we back in the Gnostic text, okay? The evil powers put man in a material body to keep him imprisoned. Okay? The physical body is a prison house. We know this shit. And this, the Gnostic text, which was dug up in 1945 in Egypt, confirms it. And also created woman and sexual desire to spread the particles of light and make escape more difficult. Look, the evil powers put man in a material body to keep him in prison, and also created woman and sexual desire to spread the particles of light and make escape more difficult. I gotta stop right there. Do you know in the sex energy which mankind waste are strength, courage, and confidence? Did you ever notice that people who waste this energy become fearful, weak, and filled with distrust and suspicion? Shit, I know that. Why? Because in the outpouring of that life, it wastes the courage and strength which had already been gathered within the feeling world of the individual. In the waste of the sex energy, the individual throws away his strength and courage, for that is what goes out. The liquid light which flows through the nerves contain the courage and strength of life, which is feeling. So we can get back to the Nag Hammadi Library. But first I must complete this. This is what the messengers have explained to mankind, the need for conserving the sex energy. It was never intended for anything but the propagating of human form. the great mistake which the sinister force has seized upon hypnotizing certain individuals and channels among mankind has made many believe the sex activity was just for gratification. If you can sustain the sex energy, what you would be able to do if you knew about this mighty God current that's within you, aka Kundalini, or Lucifer the light bringer, because this energy brings light to your dormant pineal gland, which is a miniature universe. Okay? But see, they have tried to use every possible excuse to make individuals believe they could use it for pleasure and still go on to perfection. I say to you, beloved ones, that never can be. The encouragement of that mistake through various avenues and the excuses that many teachers have made because that desire is strong within them is the greatest tragedy before mankind. Shit. Y'all see it? Coming from the ascended masters, which are light beings. Now, let us continue in the Nag Hammadi Library. I just had to get that out of there so y'all can understand why I would say something such as that spread particles of light to make escape more difficult when it came to as far as creating woman and sexual desires. Okay, to spread the particles of light and make escape more difficult. Okay, but finally, Christ is sent down to save humanity by reminding people of their heavenly origin. Only those who possess this knowledge and have lived ascetic lives can return to the realm of light. See, at our core, we are light beings, just trapped in a condensed container, physical prison house body. See, keep him in prison. Material body keep him in prison. Evil powers put man in a material body to keep him in prison. Okay? But anyway, and it says, only those who possess this knowledge and have lived ascetic lives can return to the realm of light. The others are reincarnated until they also come to saving knowledge, or is the Most High. So now listen what it says here. Now the Creator is the one who created the physical earth. The original person is self-created because it's not creation at all. It's this primal energy, and that's what the fuck we are. To create something is to create something new. And to create something new is to create something that's an offspring from the original. We are the original. Now, listen. The Creator, His control is in a place which is between heaven and earth. Now, you got to listen to that. You say God is in heaven. They're saying that this particular between heaven and earth, He is called Zeus. That is Platonus, that is his life. Platonus Zeus, which is the Lord over the earth, over the sea, and he does not possess the nourishment for all mortal living creatures. For it is the core who bears the fruit. The core is the primal chaos energy. You get it? These forces, always powerful in a circle of the earth, but not those other ones, are always from, it's in fragments, I'm reading, always from him who is. Now, let's back and hear what that goddamn shit said. First of all, what I'm reading from here is before the damn Bible, it's for the Quran, it's for the Torah. This shit even is before Egypt. This is a part, but this is the book. This is just a scripture. This is another breakdown that they found in 1945. This is the material, should come from Atlantis. So this is the book Hermetica. So now we ain't dealing with no religion here. Now I want you to just hear that shit, what it just said here. Listen, I want to read this again. The Creator. You say, oh, the Creator who created man. Who created motherfucking man, not us. Knowing what she lacked, Sophia, which was what I just broke down, okay? That being the divine spark. It says, he had not approved, and without her consort, and without his consideration, and thought the person of her maleness had not approved, and she had not found her agreement. And she had thought without the consent of the Spirit and the knowledge of her agreement, yet she brought forth, and because of the invisible power which is in her, she thought, her thought did not remain idle, and something came out of her, which was imperfect and different from her appearance, because she had created it without her consort, and it was dissimilar to the likeness of his mother, for it was another form. And when she saw the consequences of her desire, it changed into a form of a lion-faced serpent, and its eyes were like lightning fires with flash. She cast it away from her, outside that place, that no one of the immortal ones might see. For she had created it. She tried to hide his ugly ass. Okay? So she basically cast him into the abyss. And see, she tried to hide him. See? She cast it away from her outside that place, that no one of the immortal ones, which are the light beings, which are the ascended masters, may see it. See, what I was just reading to y'all in the Ascended Master Light by Sanat Kumar, he is one of the immortal ones. So he know what the fuck he talking about. For she had created it in ignorance, and she surrounded it with a luminous cloud. And she placed a throne in the middle of the cloud, that no one might see it except the Holy Spirit, who is called the Mother of the Living. And she called his name Yaldabaoth. Huh? This is the first archon who took a great power from his mother. And he removed himself from her and moved away from the places in which he was born. He became strong and created for himself other eons with a flame of luminous fire, which still exists now. Now let me say something. If you ain't got no memory endurance or brain endurance, because this gonna be kind of long, y'all, because I'm about to bring it all the way home. So you must have patience with me on this, okay? Because you're going to see exactly why we were robbed of our God-given birthright, 12 DNA strands, or why we were robbed of all that locked DNA in us, or why we were robbed of telepathy, of clairvoyance, psychochemistry, telekinesis, cyclo-audio, all this God-given birthright abilities that we once had. You gonna find out. Hang with me now. So, it tells you he became stronger, created for himself other eons of flame of luminous fire, which still exists now. And he joined with his arrogance, which is in him, and begot authorities for himself. The name of the first one is Athoth, whom the generations called the Reaper. The second one, and that's death, okay? He created death. Prior to then, no such thing as that, we were all light beings. The second one is Harmas, who is the eye of envy. Look at all the bullshit he created. The third one is Kalia Omri. The fourth one is Yabel. The fifth one is, y'all get the point, he creating all types of bullshit. The sixth one is Cain, whom the generation of men called the sun. So he created time, so we can begin to age. Okay? And this calls a physical existence. Okay? Now moving on. Yaldabaoth. I'm just getting to the points here, okay? So he placed 7 kings, each corresponding to a firmament of heaven. Y'all Heavenly Father now. Half created. Lacking the divine spark. Okay? He placed 7 kings, each corresponding to the firmament of heaven, over the 7 heavens, and 5 over the depths of the abyss, that they may reign. And he shared his fire with them. But he did not send forth from the power of the light, which he had taken from his mother. For he is arrogant darkness. Alright? Now let's get to this. Now the archon is weak. Has 3 names. The first is Yaldabaoth. The second is Seklas. And the third is Samuel. And he is impious in his arrogance, which is in him. For he said, I am God and there is no other God. We're talking about Yaldabaoth, the jealous God. Okay? The God that said there is no God beside me. For he is arrogant of his strength, the place from which he had come. See this idiot, Yaldabaoth, I gotta call him what he is, because he even said, it said itself, he was ignorant. So this idiot couldn't even see past the 4th dimension. Okay? He was blind because he lacked the divine spark to go into other dimensions higher than the 4th dimension, which is the astral plane. Okay? This is why, according to this side of the book, taking the page back, he could not see the immortal ones, which were immortal beings, which were gods. See, he just thought he was the one and only God. I am God, and there is no other God beside me. And the archons created 7 powers for themselves. And the powers created for themselves 6 angels, and each one until they became 365 angels. Okay? And these are the bodies belonging to the names. The first Athoth, and he has a sheep's face. The second is, see, there's some astral shit. When you see all these different images and stuff, to the average person, they saying this some bullshit. But when you have an out-of-body experience and you're able to see beings with different shaped faces, then it'll make sense to you. Okay? He is talking about the function of them, and Sabaoth, he has a dragon face. The 6 is Adonim. Okay, one got a monkey face. And, okay, anyway, you get the point. But Yaldabaoth had a multitude of faces, more than all of them. So he could put a face before all of them, according to his desire. And when he is in the midst of the Sephiroth, he shared fire with them. Therefore he became Lord over them, because of the power of the glory he possessed of his mother's light. He called himself God, and he did not obey the place from which he came. And he united the 7 powers of his thought with the authorities which were with him that he had made, of course, remember? Okay? So, and he did not obey the place from which he came. And he united 7 powers, okay, we just said it. And when he spoke, it happened. See, this in the Bible where it said, God said, let there be, and God said this, and God said that. This is talking about Yaldabaoth. That's the God in the Bible. When it's talking about that. And when he spoke, it happened. And he named each power beginning with the highest. The first is goddess of the first authority. And having created everything, he organized according to the model of the first aeon which had come into being, so that he might create them like the indestructible ones. Not because he had seen the indestructible ones, because remember, he couldn't see past the fourth dimension, because he was blind, because he lacked the divine spark. But the power in him, which he had taken from his mother, produced in him the likeness of the cosmos. So he could only produce a replica, not that he had seen them. And when he saw the creation which surrounds him, and the multitude of angels around him, which had come forth from him, he said to them, I am a jealous God. Huh? Don't that ring a bell about the God in the Bible? That's not what he said. And there is no other God beside me. But by announcing this, he indicated to the angels who attended him that there existed another God. For if there were no other one, of whom would he be jealous? Think about that shit. Y'all think about it. Okay? Now, I'm just going to key points, just to save a little time. Now, if y'all want to read the rest of that, y'all go ahead. Be my guest. But, and the arrogant one took a power from his mother, for he was arrogant, thinking that there existed no other except his mother alone. And when he saw the multitude of the angels which he had created, then he exalted himself above them. And when the mother recognized that the garment of darkness was imperfect, then she knew that her consort had not agreed with her. And what did she do? She repented with much weeping. And the whole pleroma, meaning the universe, meaning the cosmos, meaning everything, heard the prayer of her repentance. And they praised on her behalf the invisible vaginal spirit. And he consented. He who is talking about the one that was first, the incorruptible one, the divine spark. And when the invisible spirit had consented, the Holy Spirit poured over her from their whole pleroma, from their whole pleroma. For it was not her consort who came to her, but he came to her through the pleroma, meaning through everything, in order that he might correct her deficiency. And what is her deficiency? The jealous God, Yaldabaoth. Okay? See, she became aware of the deficiency when the brightness of her light diminished, and she became dark because of her consort did not agree with her. See? Remember, he came out half created because he lacked the divine spark. Alright? And she was taken up not of her own aeon, but above her son, meaning Yaldabaoth, that she might be, let me get this shit steady, that she might be in the night until she has corrected her deficiency. So, being in the night is a night dimension, a much higher dimension. A voice came forth from the exalted aeon of heaven. A voice came forth from the exalted aeon of heaven. The man exists, and the Son of Man, and the chief aeon, and the chief archon, Yaldabaoth heard it, and thought that it was the voice, and thought that the voice had come from his mother. And he did not know from where it came. And he taught them, the holy and perfect mother father, the complete foreknowledge, the image of the invisible one, who is the Father, the one I explained to y'all, okay? The divine spark that she had lacked in making this wicked motherfucker, okay? Of all, no offense to y'all that believe in them, you know, the blood sacrificing God, but this is what it is, according to the Nag Hammadi Library. Okay, this is just what it is. Okay? It tells you, he says that, and he taught the holy, he's talking about the one, the perfect one. He's telling you how he was tricking his ass. Because remember, it tells you right here, Yaldabaoth created angels to rule over the world and aid in creation of man. Man himself is fashioned after the perfect Father's image, which was mirrored on the water. Man comes to life when Yaldabaoth is tricked into breathing light power into him. So now you get the point. Okay. It tells you, okay, he created the image of the invisible one, who is the Father of all, and through whom everything came into being, the first man. For he revealed his likeness in a human form. Okay? And the whole aeon of the chief archon trembled, and the foundations of the abyss shook, and of the waters which were above matter. The underside was illuminated by the appearance of his image, which had been revealed. And when all the authorities of the chief archons looked, they saw the whole region of the underside, which was illuminated, and through the light they saw the form of the image of the water. Now let's get this straight. The archons are the zodiacs, and y'all gonna find out. Okay? And he said to the authorities which attend him, "Come, let us create man, according to the image of God, and according to our likeness, that his image may become light for us." See his ass being tricked. But he don't even know why he being tricked yet. And they created by means of their respective powers in correspondence with the characteristics which were given. So basically they're giving all their powers into this being. And each authority supplied a characteristics in the form of the image which he had seen in his natural form. He created a being according to the likeness of the first perfect man. And they said, "Let us call him Adam, by his name may become a power of light for us." See, because they lacked the divine spark. So they needed light. They were trying to get this light. You see? And the powers begin. The first one, God has created a bone soul. The second one, foreknowledge, created a sinew soul. Third, divinity created a flesh soul. The fourth, lordship created a marrow soul. Fifth, kingdom created a blood soul. Sixth, envy created a skin soul. See, they just creating everything. They're making everything to make immortal. Okay? But this is like a soul being. Okay? Not yet fully physical. This is a Adam Kadmon, a heavenly man. Alright? And remember that the great mother gave birth to one that was deficient, so the God of them all, who is not to be called a God because there was no God before him, okay, came to perfect her imperfection by making, or we would say the heavenly man, not the mortal man, because the mortal man was actually created by Yaldabaoth. Okay, the jealous god. We're gonna get to that shit soon. Okay? It's talking about a light being. So, going back into the Nag Hammadi library to finish off where I was left from. You see, it's telling you, the first one, it's talking about the archons, how they created this heavenly man. But, through the trickery of the Father, who of all and through whom everything came into being, the first man. Okay? So it's showing you how he tricked them into making this heavenly Adam Kadmon. And here it gives name by all these archons, demiurge, and all of these created deities that Yaldabaoth made. Okay? And it was through the power of the great mother that he had took from her. Okay? So, you get all of these where it talk about everything that was created, the spine, the body, the veins, the arteries. This is the zodiacs, the archons. Because if one zodiac sign was out of whack, then your damn arm would be on where your leg at. So for every being that is of mortal or human form, everybody has a head in the same spot, everybody has an arm in the same spot, leg in the same spot, and a body in the same spot. Because the zodiacs are positioned a certain way. Okay, and if the zodiacs were not positioned the way they are, it would be chaotic. Okay? Shit, your eye might be where your mouth at. So this is why this thing was set up the way it was set up. And it was through the divine being, the divine spark, the one above them all, that it was orchestrated. Because Yaldabaoth was tricked. Okay? So you get all of this. You get all of the foot and all this. So anyway, get to the point. Y'all get the point right there. This is the number of angels together. They are 365. They all worked on it until limb for limb, the nature and the material body was completed by them. Now there are other ones in charge over the remaining passions, whom I did not mention to you. But if you wish to know them, it is written in the book of Zoroaster. Okay? And all the angels and demons worked until they had constructed the natural body. Now let's stop right there, because I know I done spooked the shit out y'all with the word demon. So let's go to the origin of the demons, okay? So you can get a full concept of what took place. So here we go back to the Hermetica. And surely, though the Atlantean or Hermes Trismegistus knows best if he was taught everything in creation by Uriel, which is the Most High God. Okay? If he was taught everything in creation by the divine spark, which is information beyond information, which is the ultimate source of creation, of any creation, other than this third dimension and low vibrational shit, which was created by Yaldabaoth, the jealous god. Okay, let's see what he has to say concerning a demon or a Damien. So we go into the Hermetica. That blessed god, the Ego Damien, said, so it said that blessed God, the Ego Damien, said, it called it a god. That's what Thoth said now. Blessed God, the Ego Damien said, soul is in body, mind is in soul, and God is in mind. The rarest part of matter then is air. The rarest part of air is soul, and the rarest part of soul is mind. And the rarest part of mind is God. And God dwells with all things and permeates all things. Mind deals with soul. Soul deals with air. This is how you do Tai Chi. By concentrating chi energy with the mind, which deals with soul, okay? And you do it with the breath, which is air, through meditation, okay? This is how you move chi energy. So this shit is on point. And air deals with growth matter, okay? So you get wisdom from the Damians, And a demon is one's own personal genius. So you get the movie Aladdin. They just made the movie with Will Smith playing the damn genie. And the genie, the word genie comes from the word jinn. Jinn, okay? Which is a genie. And a lantern is the pineal gland, because in the center of the pineal gland is 72 chakras.
You got 72 motherfuckers in your head. Let's put it that way. We go goddamn layman terms so you can understand this shit on the slit smart liquor level. Even if you high, you can get this shit. You got 72 motherfuckers in your head. Each 72 of these bitches is over anywhere from 29, 30 to 40 to 50 damn legions of 10,000. So we talking about the 144,000, 144 million in your brain that you deny because they're called demons or damians. Claim them. You get this shit? Each seal is a legion of some shit in your brain. But what we're talking about here is learning your own motherfucking damn army.
Okay, I don't think y'all get it. Let me bring it home for you. Then we're going back into the Gnostic tech or the Nag Hammett Library to get back on Yaldabaoth, his jealous ass. But first, I gotta lay down this foundation, so y'all spooktified minds won't be so creeped out, because you'll understand that a Damien is a part of you. Wait a minute, let me show you first. You see right here, wherein it says, all Damians or demons who have disassociated themselves with their own kind and have come to be united with the God kind through close connection and fellowship with some individual of the God kind are held to be God-like demons or Damians. Individuals of the Damian kind who maintain unchanged in character of their own kind are called, and those who are associated, associated with men are called daemons friendly to men, and the like is said of men. Indeed, the range of man is yet wider than that of the daemons. And the reason why is because we have the divine spark, okay? The individuals of the humankind are diverse and of many characters. They, like the daemons, come from above and enter into fellowship with other individuals. They make for themselves many and intimate connection with almost all other kinds. Accordingly, the man who in virtue and mind in him, through which he is akin to the gods, has attached himself to them by pious devotions, becomes like to the gods. He who has attached himself to Damians becomes like to the Damians. Those who are content with the immediate station of that kind remain mere man and nothing more. So a man think it in his heart, so is he or she. That's what the shit telling you. And all other individuals of humankind, according as they have attached themselves to individuals of this kind, or that will resemble the beings to which they have attached themselves. You get it? Now to understand exactly what a Damian is. Okay, we go right here. The mind of the universe is the maker of all things, but the human mind is the maker of earthly things alone. For the mind which is in man is stripped of its vesture of fire. Okay, because it's in the soul. The mind takes itself the soul, and the soul takes itself the body. This is why it's stripped of its vesture of fire, and therefore cannot make divine things, being merely human. Okay? By reason of its place of abode, now the human soul, not indeed every human soul, but the Poya soul, is Damianic and divine. And such a soul, when it has run the race of piety, and this means when it has come to know God and has wronged no man, becomes mine throughout. And it is ordained that after its departure from the body, when it becomes a Damian, because it becomes a vesture of fire. Okay? This is why we are akin to the Damians, because we have the same energy. Okay? Becomes a Damian, it shall receive a body of fire, so that it may work in God's service. See? So when you research the word Damian, it means one who intervened between God's and men's. It don't say who intervened between, well, you would think that it would be that God would be the one intervening between Damians and man, but no. The Damian is the one that carries out the orders of the Most High God, which is actually in you, the Kundalini. Once you awaken it, you have power over these Damians, and he carries out your will. So it is with Aladdin and the genie. He had power over the genie to command the genie to do what he wished. Okay? The genie, the jinn. Going back into the Nag Hammadi library, or the Gnostic text, which was given by the Etruscans, who are a branch of the ancient Egyptians, who gave it, okay, and passed it down to other people. And their product was completely inactive and motionless. Now remember, they had just made this man, okay, this heavenly man, Adam Kadmon. And it said that he was inactive and motionless for a long time. And when the mother wanted to retrieve the power which she had given the chief archon, which is Yaldabaoth, aka the God of the Bible, the jealous God, she petitioned the mother father of all who is most merciful. He sent by his means of the holy decree the 5 lights down upon the place of the angels of the chief archon. They advised him that they should bring forth the power of the mother. And they said to Yaldabaoth, blow into his face. See, they tricking them again. Y'all don't see it. And something of the in his body will arise. And he blew into his face the spirit which is the power of his mother. He did not know this, for he exists in ignorance. And the power of the mother went out of Yaldabaoth into the natural body which they had fashioned after the image of the one who exists from the beginning. The body moved and gained strength, and it was luminous. And in that moment, the rest of the powers became jealous, because he, Adam Kadmon, had come into being through all of them, and they had given that power to the man, and his intelligence was greater than that of those who had made him, and the greater than that of the chief archon. And when they recognized that he was luminous, and that he could think better than they, and that he was free from wickedness, they took him and threw him into the lowest region of all matter. Man, y'all ain't getting this shit. Y'all ain't getting it. Again, if you want to understand the way that we function in our original state, our natural given birthright, having all 12 DNA strands. Some of us even had 13, okay, from some other shit that I done read, according to what, Kanat how you say his name? Wait a minute. Sanat Kumara, okay? According to some shit I read, some of us had 13 DNA strands, and we may well be in the process of activating them once we go through this ascension stage. But if you want more information on the Adam Kadmon, read this book and go right here. Okay? The Egypto-Gnostics of Jesus. Okay? And it tells you how we had power over the 12 zodiac. Okay? We had power over all of them. Okay? See? It's talking about the Gnostics. See? Whose 12 station were figured in the zodiac and were the 12 powers in matter and psychics and physics or whatever, and the astronomical mythology Anyway, you get it, okay? Jesus or Horus, this is when we in our Heru state, when we awaken the Kundalini, okay? See, the 12 actually represent 12 DNA strands, or the 12 strands in the pineal gland, which in the pineal gland again, we have these 72 chakra centers, which are these daemons, which we can control, this is what makes us Solomon, the solar man, or Amun-Ra, the hidden light. But we become no longer hidden once we awaken this hidden light, or inner sun, which is the Kundalini. Okay? So this is how we used to function as far as when we were in our original state. Okay? But anyway, as y'all can see, according to the Nag Hammadi Library, we were dealing with some jealous entities. Okay? And let me tell you, according to this book, the Nag Hammadi Library, it tells you in the luminous epiphany was hidden in Adam, in order that the archons might not know her, and that the Epiphania might be a correction of the deficiency of the mother. This means that the light, the Kundalini, was hidden in the Adam man. Okay? And the man came forth because of the shadow of light which is in him. And his thinking was superior to those who had made him. And when they looked up, they saw that his thinking was superior, and they took counsel with the whole array of archons and angels. They took fire and earth and water and mixed them together. There again, we got voodoo shit mixed in there now. And the four fiery winds, and they wrought them together and caused great disturbances. And they brought him, Adam, into the shadow of death, in order that they might form him again from earth and water and fire, and the spirit which originates. Y'all don't hear me. They shut him down. Okay, and using common sense, they lowered the vibratory rate. Because if this was a light being, according to the Egypto-Gnostic Jesus text, or Heru text, in the ancient Egypt light of the world, this is what it's telling you. They lowered the vibratory rate. But what they did was what I always talk about. The stanky ass ego. They created a counterfeit spirit, which is the ego. And we gonna get there. Okay? Okay? See? Listen what it say. I'm gonna read it. Some of y'all probably reading along, but which is the ignorance of darkness and desire. It's talking about this matter, which is the ignorance of darkness and matter. In their counterfeit spirit, this is the tomb of the newly formed body with which the robbers had clothed the man, the heavenly man, the Adam Kadmon, the bound of forgetfulness, and he became a mortal man. This is the first one who came down in the first separation, but the Epiphania of the light which is in him. This is the thought, the God particle. Okay? This Epiphania. She is the one who was to awaken his thinking.
You are before creation. You the fucking Alpha and the Omega. You get this shit? The creator who created man. You ain't no motherfucking man. Man is what you became after you fell.
Baby, baby. Amazing. Swear to God. you're amazing. And whoever owns you could make a lot of money from a clone of you. Just to be alone with you. I'm saying even on the phone with you. I'm your property. I belong to you. I belong to you forever, ever. And it's not negotiable. I told you long ago, no turning back now. You're stuck with me forever, and that's a long while from here. Won't nobody love you like this no more. Won't nobody touch you like this no more. I done seen a lot of people come and go, but nothing compares to you, that's all I know. Won't nobody love you like this no more. Won't nobody touch you like this no more. Where this love will take us, baby, I don't know, but I'm willing to go.
I'll treasure you. With this love, let me bury you. With these arms, let me carry you. Let me dedicate all my time to it. Make that waterfall, let me go through it. The best thing he made, you it, true it. Make me choose it over anything. I feel like heaven smiled on me. You ignite such a fire in me.
That's a long while from here. Won't nobody love you like this no more. Won't nobody touch you like this no more.
I done seen a lot of people come and go, but nothing compares to
You, that's all I know. Won't nobody love you like this no more. Won't nobody touch you like this no more.
Where does love
Take us, baby, I don't know.
But I'm willing to go.